Hey, happy 4th of July. I'm in my pajamas now. Yes, my Walker Nation t-shirt is part of my pajamas. And black cotton shorts, if you wanted to know. Anyway, okay, so we're recording this on the 4th of July, 2019, because, well, I was supposed to do on the 3rd the Jimmy Buffett Show, but Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were having problems, so we weren't able to do that. And then today, I was going to go, well, I did go to the monumental 4th of July celebration here in Kissimmee, but because of weather, it's on delay, and they were telling everyone to get out of the pavilion, to go take cover in their car, and I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. So we came home, Lisa, Ari, and I. So we came home. So what I would like to do is, since I wasn't able to do the show or bring you any concert footage today, like I did last year, I want to do another interview segment. Because, you know, we do these once in a while. I talked about how I got to Cape Cod, and then I talked about the funniest thing that ever happened to me on the road, the nighttime in the trailer park in Carver, Massachusetts. So I thought, since it's been 2 years since we've been in Florida, the family and I thought today, let's talk about my first 2 shows in Florida, which I just had. Back in June, I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, but back in, well, actually June 6th is when I first performed at the Terrace of Kissimmee. And then a few weeks after that, on a Wednesday, I had performed at Plantation Bay Rehab Center in St. Cloud. Both of those shows, by the way, hooked up for me thanks to Jeff Allen. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it, buddy. So now let me talk about the show days. The day of the show comes. First, let's start in Kissimmee. So it's June 6th of this year, and this is my first time outside of Karaoke Night at Old Town, which is different because there you're on a stage with a subpar sound system and there's a bunch of people in the audience that don't give a crap what you're doing anyway. This is different because now I'm performing for an audience like I used to. And this is my first audience in the state of Florida. So this is big for me. This is important. And I'm doing a mixed bag. And actually I did a mixed bag both times, which is where I literally pluck songs from each of my shows and make a set for an hour and go in and perform. So the day of the show comes, and I'm nervous as hell because this is my first time in 2 years. The last time I did a performance was in Brockton, Massachusetts, a week before we moved, at the Living Independent for Equality, aka Life Center, Brockton, Mass. That's like a day center for seniors and other folks. But not all of them were seniors, but that was the last time I performed. So after 2 years, I'm wondering, do I still got it? Now, like I said, I've been doing karaoke nights at Old Town on Tuesdays for a while there, and I've been doing the shows for you guys live here on Facebook. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm definitely not out of practice singing. It's just been a while since I've done an hour or so in front of a live audience that's actually paying attention. So, okay, this is it. Let's see if the kids still got it. You know, I'm not a kid, I'm 46 years old. But. So I get there, I set up, everyone was very nice to me, everyone was very accommodating, welcoming. There was even a lady in the audience who was like, come on, music, music. So I'm like, well, that makes me feel pretty good. They actually want to hear me. Well, this woman does anyway. And I kid you not when I say that I had them dancing in the aisles. I mean, they were loving it. I mean, because I gave them a little bit of Roy Orbison, and I gave them a little bit of Jerry Lee Lewis, and Tony Orlando, and Tom Jones, and Elvis, and Neil Diamond, and Jimmy Buffett, and John Lennon, and Ringo Starr, and the Village People, and Kool and the Gang. I mean, I gave them a little bit of everything, and it was a Willie Nelson. I mean, it was nice. You know, we had a good time. And they said to me, at the end of before I even got there though, the activities director says to me, you know, this is your first show with us, and then I'll ask the residents what they think and we'll see if you're going to come back. Well, at the end of the show, I hadn't even left the building yet, and she says, yeah, you'll be back. So I'm going back in a couple weeks. So you'll be back. So I'm like, okay. So fast forward a couple weeks from there, and I go to St. Cloud, Plantation Bay. Now this is a little bit different because I'm not familiar with St. Cloud, at least not at that point. I am now. So I go to St. Cloud to Plantation Bay, again on Jeff Allen's recommendation. I was supposed to go a few weeks before this, but the retinal tear surgery thing happened, and that delayed us for a little bit. So we postponed the show, and now here we go. Now this time, I'm only supposed to play a half an hour, and it's an audition. It's unpaid. I'm not getting paid for this one, because basically, this is like, I'm going to come and sing for half an hour, and the residents are going to decide if they like me or not. Well, I'm proud to report that not only did the residents love me, as they put it, and they were dancing in the aisles, they let me go for 40 minutes. So that was pretty cool. I got some extra songs in there. I opened up with Roy Orbison and closed with Elvis. And then, you know, I think the only songs I ended up cutting were Kool and the Gang, Village People, and whatever the first one was. Oh, it was Spencer Davis Group. Give me some love, and that one. So yeah. And the lady says to me, the activities director there, says, call me tomorrow. We're going to book for the rest of the year. I'm like, okay. This is cool. Yeah, she booked me for the rest of the year, all right. One show a month, the last Thursday of every month until January. So I'm just like, okay, thank you. And the Terrace at Kissimmee did the same thing. So Jeff Allen, if you're out there watching, buddy, I got to thank you in spades, man, because you're the one that put my name out there. You're the one that got me the names and numbers, because they even told me at Plantation Bay, they said, Jeff highly recommended you, and we can't wait to see you. And then Jeff came back to me later and said that they actually, Jeff, remember? You said that they called you and thanked you for recommending me. So it feels good. It feels really good to be performing down here again. And in case anyone's wondering, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing my Jukebox Memories, hits of the 50s and 60s in Kissimmee. And then the following week, I'm doing the Elvis Experience, the show I'm famous for, in St. Cloud. This is by request of the people. I didn't say, okay, this is what I'm doing. They told me this is what they want to see. And that's what it's all about. So, yeah, that's about it. And, you know, I'm disappointed about the turn of events today with Kissimmee's Monumental 4th, because I had a good time last year until the thunder and lightning. But this time we got the thunder and lightning before the event. I'm looking out the window because the trees and the bushes are blowing around. It looks like, and I hear thunder still, so it looks like it might happen again. So yeah, that was that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because we're only at about 8 minutes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could relate to you about, like a good road story or a good origin story. I mean, I told you the origin story of Elvis, and of course Neil Diamond was the next show I did after Elvis. And you know, the real origin of that is, I knew if I was going to get booked continuously, I had to have more than one trick, so to speak. You got to be a multiple trick pony, as they say in show business. So I mean, Elvis led to Neil Diamond. Actually, Mixed Bag came first, and then led to Elvis, which led to Neil Diamond, which led to country, which ultimately became Cowboy Sam. Then Jimmy Buffett and John Lennon and Tony Orlando, Tom Jones, holiday shows, everything just kind of fell into place after that. And then, you know, had Briefcase Full of Blues with Anthony Sylvia for a bit there, and the Blues Brothers. Had Macho Mania for a bit. Had Toot Toot Chugga Chugga, tribute to the Wiggles, for a little bit. So, yeah, you know, it's been a great ride. Hey, everybody, look, I'm out of subjects to talk about. I as Marvin would say, I do not know. So, if there's something that you would like to hear me talk about in my music career, please, by all means, leave a comment. And thank you for watching. And see you soon. Peace.